Good. Traders, welcome to today's event. This is Jim Simmons with Neuro Street Trading Academy and ARC AI, head of trading education here, and really happy to be with you here as always, and thrilled that you took time to come in and check this out. So thanks for being here. Happy to have you here. We're going to be talking about a tool that is kind of a little bit dear to my heart. This one is something that I was pretty eager about checking out when we were developing it and getting a chance to use it and check it out and get it released into the community. We've seen a lot of great things. We've seen a lot of great trades with it, and traders are doing some good things with it. And so we're going to go over a little bit about kind of how this all came to be, what made us decide to develop this algo, and how you can use it for your benefit as a trader as well. So we're going to go over that here today. Pretty easy going. I keep it kind of generally at this, pace, volume. Not here to throw any hype or any nonsense, just here to tell you about the tool, what it can do, what it's done for our other traders, and then you can decide if it's a great fit for you as well to add to your trading arsenal. Okay, so hopefully that comes as a breath of fresh air. The idea behind the algo is based on supply and demand and breakouts of supply and demand. This is a strategy that we have traded for a long time manually. So naturally, we decided to code an algo around it as part of the research process of developing new tools for our traders. So before we dive in, because we're going to be looking at trades, because we're going to be looking at performance to some extent, we do need to post our disclaimer. I would love to tell you that just because we've traded 500 trades, that this is always going to be the case, but unfortunately, I cannot. First off, because it's illegal to do, and second of all, because I don't know. But what I can tell you is what the results that we've gotten with it, and ultimately how you can continue to make the most of the tools. Okay, so there's risk in trading. Please understand that. Risk capital. Please understand how to use that. If you need help with that, we can give you some resources, help direct you. In some ways, we can't tell you how much to trade, where to trade, when to trade, all that. That's up to you. But we can at least empower you to create a plan. Okay. We can't guarantee results, right? Everybody good on this one? Give me a yes, and we will keep moving on, and we'll dive in. Good to go? Awesome. Cool. Let's do this. So, what is it that traders want? So, you came to see the algo, did you? You came to see a trading bot. Why trade with algos? Right? What is it that we really want as traders? We start there. What most traders want, passive income, sure, but trading is still pretty active to some degree, right? What we want, I'm going to change colors here, is to become more passive as traders, right? Ultimately, to have the algo do more. Yeah, freedom, peace of mind, all of that. The idea behind the algo for most traders is this. So let's assume this is you, the trader, and then you realize, well, this is not a mountain. It's really just a pile of rocks in the backyard, and you just have a creative angle on the camera there, and you might look like you're standing on top of the world, but yeah. But this is not clouds, this is snow down here, right? But let's say this is you, and your goal as a trader is to say, get this guy out of the picture. He sucks. He's terrible at trading. He makes terrible mistakes. He's super emotional. He does all the wrong things at the right times and all the right things at the wrong times. This is the guy we want to get rid of, right? That's why most traders look to trade the algo. Things like less emotions and better execution and being able to backtest. And look, backtesting is a massive advantage of being able to trade with an algo because it's accurate. There's no subjectivity. There's no messing up the backtest. It's water is wet. Is it a trade or is it not? Does it meet the criteria? So we can put our trading into, whereas where most of us trade, our box of rules that we trade can kind of look like this. There's like one flat edge, and then everything else is just chaos. This is how most traders trade. That's the box versus the algo is this is the box. It's either in the box or it's not. For you, you're like, well, it's in the box, but then if it goes over here into this situation, it can be in the box. Well, this one could be okay, and this could be okay. And we create excuses on which trades we could take or not. How do I know this? I've been trading for 16 years. I've done it all too. It's not like this is new to any of us, right? I'm not telling you anything that you didn't already know. We're all on the same page here. So what we really want is to make money trading. Let's be real. We can talk about all the other stuff. And yes, these are kind of symptoms, you know. The big thing is we want to make money trading. There's the perception that if we eliminate this guy, that we can make more money trading. And a lot of times that can be true. Okay. So we're going to show you how to take the algo and how to use the tool, because unfortunately, you can't ever really get rid of this guy completely. You might be able to chop his legs off. So you don't need those anymore, maybe. All right, but the idea here is how do we take the best of both worlds? You as a trader and the algo, put them together. Most of our traders are looking for this. Algos for prop trading that actually work. Who's with me on that one? Neon 2020 in 3 weeks. Thanks, Neon. How many are with me? How many of you guys are trading prop firms? I know some of you are here, so you better chime in. Here we go. We want algos to trade prop trading that actually work. Okay. So am I going to show you some shiny, fancy back tests and oh my God, you're going to light the world on fire. It's going to be the greatest thing in the world. And oh my God. No, I'm going to show you the way to get the back test, the way to get the results that you're looking for. Now, I can't make any promises. The markets will be the markets. I took a trade with this strategy. I think it was today there was one. It didn't work. It didn't go for me. I took a stop out. God forbid. It was very similar. It was this strategy, just traded manually. Okay? You're not going to win every trade, but we can help you figure out how to make the most out of this to get the best performance possible. Sound good? Okay. Man versus machine, we've kind of already started to go over this, right? Emotional interference, missed trades, hard to execute, tough to back test. You make mistakes, you make errors. Welcome to trading. That is the essence of manual trading. What about automation? Well, you get increased speed, accuracy, less emotion, backtesting optimization, improved order entry, less missed trades. But the beauty is it's 100% mechanical. The algo can do no wrong. The algo can do no wrong. The algo is only doing that which you, as a trader, tell it to do. Okay? So I want to make that clear from the get-go that the algo is the tool. You're the one swinging the hammer. Okay? So how do we empower you as a trader to take that 100% mechanical and make it make something worthwhile for you? Okay? So let's start with the capability of the algos, because the algos are very capable in the sense that they were developed by industry experts. We've got a number of them under our belts. Our team has done a really great job building these algos and really putting some really slick stuff and capabilities into the algo. Things like, being able to trade with custom bars and still getting a valid back test. Being able to fully automate trade management, of course, stops, targets. Well, what if you want to trade multiple targets? What if you want different quantities on each trade? What if you want to trail your stops? What if you want break evens? What if you want money management filters? Built-in money management, risk reward, being able to tell the algo, stop trading when you get to $1,000 of profit. Stop trading when you get down $750, whatever your numbers might be. Being able to tell the algo to do that is a massive advantage. Filters, blockers, high watermarks. Let's say you're up $1,000 and you say, well, I just don't want to give back more than 500 throughout the day. Well, then you set a high watermark, $1,000 less 50%. So these are all built into the engine that drives the algos. Full custom P&L display on the chart and built-in indicators, trading applications, you name it. So they're all built in. We're going to look at some of those capabilities here together, but that's kind of a introductory list. Okay. Supply and demand. Who here trades with supply and demand? Give me a yes in the chat box if you trade supply and demand concepts. Very good. Okay, so we got some here. So you might be, well, everybody trades with supply and demand. Everybody does, because there is no market without supply and demand, right? But if we break this down, the way that traders trade supply and demand strategies, if you will, is the formation of several things. And we're just going to kind of break this down real briefly. We're not going to go super in depth with it, but I want to give you some kind of an idea of what supply and demand trading concepts are if you haven't learned it already. This is the idea that you get a large candle, one direction, very one directional, right? We've all seen them. There's a number of them today if you missed out. Okay. Most of them on the equities were to the downside. And then there were some to crude on the long side. Okay. But you get a really large candle and then you get kind of a stall out in the market. Well, what's happening in these scenarios, right? What is actually happening? What's the story behind why that's happening? That's what we need to get to as traders, to understanding why that's happening, because if you understand the why, you're going to trade it better. So we find a rally candle, which is just a large candle, one directional. And we get a base candle, which is a small candle, usually more wick than body. Okay, the rally candles are more body than wick. So we get this setup, rally into some chop. What's happening here? I'll give you some insight. So first, we have sellers that are entering the market. Where do they put their stops? Above the highs. Then we have buyers who also might be stepping in here because they perceive the breakout. But then we also have the other side of that, which is sellers creating liquidity. You might have heard of them as market makers, that sort of thing. Okay. So this is what's happening here. Well, what happens is the buyers that were in the market, they started taking some profit here, started taking some profit. Those profit taking found new buyers to enter those positions, causing the market to jump. And when those buyers started encountering the stops above that, that caused the market to shoot. Why does it do that? Because what are stops? Stops are market orders. Market orders have to go to the ask to do business. They're not waiting for the market to come back to the bid. So if the buyers are going up to the ask, this causes price to increase. And when you get enough of those orders compounding, this is what causes this. Okay. So think of it as that's the more long drawn out version. Sorry. The simplified version is this. There's an imbalance of buyers to sellers, right? There's more buyers than sellers, causes the market to go up. Supply and demand, right? More buyers than sellers, price is going up. What happens here? Profit taking. You get some profit taking, comes down a little bit, you find new buyers. You get some profit taking. What happens? Comes down a little bit to find new buyers. So when the market breaks here, we've already kind of looked at what's happening here, right? Everybody already took their profit. So you would think because of that, the market would come down, right? Because everybody took profit. So therefore, nobody else is buying the market. That's the theory. So if the market is able to break through that in the same direction, what does that mean? Well, that means we're hitting the buy stops. And that means new buyers are coming into the market because they feel that they're missing out. The FOMO, none of us have ever traded with FOMO. So I know you wouldn't understand that. New buyers are stepping in causes that market to rally. So this is literally what's happening in the markets as this is causing this move. So how do we trade it? Now that you know the why, let's go to the how. How do we trade it? There's two ways that you can look to trade supply and demand. One is you can wait for the market to come all the way back. And the idea is that there'd be some fresh liquidity in the form of buyers still left at that location. Or you can get in right as the market is rallying because you know that FOMO is going to kick in for a lot of traders and they're going to start to move the market. The other side of that is what's happening is that there's market makers that are doing business in here as well. So there's enough liquidity to continue to move the market. Okay. So that's really what's going on there. So you have a choice. Do you want to wait for the market to come back? Or do you want to trade while the market is moving? Because an object in motion tends to stay in motion. So if that object stops the motion, it has to go this way. Now, the object's motion has just shifted, has it not? The momentum was to the upside, but then it stopped. And then it had to come back to catch those orders. Well, if the momentum's already moving to the upside, why not trade with that? Versus having to wait. Now, momentum has stopped. Not only has it stopped, it's shifted a little bit. So now you're expecting that there's going to be enough buyers here to be able to shift that momentum back to the upside. And there are some traders that do very, very well trading that way with supply and demand. Don't get me wrong. If you understand it like that, then you might be able to make it work. But there's an easier way. So what is the easier way? Trade the breakout. This is actually the trade here. Trade it as it's moving. So while everybody else, supply and demand traders, are waiting for the market to come back and then putting their orders in and going, well, let's just throw it at the wall and see if it sticks. You've already taken profit and you're moving on to the next trade because you're a smart trader and you already got paid. Okay. So that's how the strategy works. The struggles with supply and demand trading, finding the rally, drop candles, rally, rally, base, base, rally, rally, drop, what? Okay. Identifying the base candles. Was it a base candle or not? Is that a base candle? Technically, no. Why is it not a base candle? Because it's more body than wicks. Is this a base candle? I can't really tell because I don't know the range of the body and I don't know the range of the wicks. So I have no idea. It looks like a base. But last I checked, I don't want to trade based on, well, it looks like. Doesn't look like anything. What did it look like yesterday? Come back tomorrow. It's going to look like something else. It's the Mona Lisa. Look, here it is. Here's Mona Lisa. It's not a matter of what the market looks like. It's knowing for a fact that it is a base candle or it's not. Water is wet. So identifying base candles, rally candles, it's tough. How do we know that this one candle is larger than ATR? How do we know that? Well, unless we are looking at the physical range of the candle and comparing that to the ATR and doing calculations and going through all of that every 5 minutes, I don't want to do that every 5 or 3 or 1 minutes, God forbid. No way. So let the algo tell me. Let the algo tell me, is this a base or a rally? Is this a base or a rally or neither? Let the algo tell me. And I don't want to be late to the party ever because you might miss something, right? When there's money at the party, when they're handing out checks, well, handing out cash or Bitcoin, they're handing out money at a party, you're not going to be late to that party. So the problem is solved. We can trade supply and demand first before everybody else. Once the supply and demand traders enter, you're already in the money. Auto zone formation and breakout, auto adapting money management. We're going to talk about that. That's a game changer. Prop firm trading templates. You can day trade, swing trade, scalp trade, however you want to use it. Easy automation. That's what we're after. Good stuff, right? So here it is again. Let's look at a couple trade examples. Rally, base, rally. There's the breakout. Remember, the other traders got in here with some hopium. Gee, I hope this level holds. Oh, gee, I hope it continues to go to target and pay me. And granted, some of these came back and tagged again. Great, cool. You want to trade it twice, trade it twice. Or you could just say, I'm not even going to wait that long. There's my drop base, and I'm just going to get in, get out. That's how our trader trades it in the stock room, actually. Very quick targets. But now you have the empowerment of the backtest to tell you these things. All right, let's look at the long and short of it. So this would be considered an extended range candle. What does that mean? It's a big candle. How old is the universe? Old. Okay, it's like that. It's a big candle. How do we know it's a big candle? It's based on ATR. The algo does the hard work for us. The algo knows it's an extended range candle. Narrow range candles, what does that mean? Small candles. You've already burned some of that candle away. Okay. And then the signal bar is going to be the breakout. So what needs to happen is we need to have a big bar, little bar with small body, big body, little body. And then once we get that, if the market breaks above, then it'll enter a trade. If it breaks below, it will not enter a trade. Simple. Okay, here it is on the other side. Big candle, big body. Little candle, little body, break. It works. How do we know it works? Well, let me show you. Because most traders are trading supply and demand differently, right? They're going, all right, yeah, mark moved way up. Boy, I can't wait to trade down here when the market finally comes back to get me. Can't wait. Boy, that's going to be an awesome trade. Meanwhile, me and Neon are over here going, woohoo, we banked some profit. Let's move on to the next one. So it works. What about results? Okay, so this is live trading with 580 trades logged and a 76% win rate. When's the last time you logged 580 trades with a 76% win rate? That ain't easy to do. So this is the exact strategy. This is it. This is how it works. This was trading on stocks. What about futures? Yeah, we traded on futures too. Here's a futures trade on MNQ. Rally, big candle, big body. Base, little candle, little body. Break, right here. There's the break. Take the profit. Now I trade these at 1-to-1. That's what I prefer. What in here, just to take it even further, let's go to what have you done for me lately? We've dropped a little bit to 74.81%. Jeez, 643 trades. Alert the media. Things are off the rails. No, it's still going great. This is the trades on futures. There's 36, not nearly as many, obviously. 36 trades at a 66% win rate. Now these are at 1-to-1 risk reward. 1-to-1 risk reward. Trend directional trades, 100%. You want to trade with the direction of the market because it's a breakout. Definitely want to trade with the big picture direction. Momentum confluence, if you want, it's not necessary. I've looked at it a bunch of different ways, and I've found that it's momentum is actually not a huge deal breaker in this case. Why? Because the market is telling you it has momentum just based on the setup alone. It's telling you momentum was up. It paused momentarily to allow traders to take profit, but new buyers stepped in, which caused the market to rally, and then they gobbled up the buy stops and caused the market to move. So that is in itself the story of what's happening in momentum. Okay. So good stuff. Yep, exactly. Rally base rally, drop base drop. Exactly. And those are directional signals. Yeah. You might have heard of rally base drop, drop base rally, which would be reversals. This algo is just directional, rally base rally, because that's how we trade it. So we've got optimized settings. These are from, back in February. So I'm going to give you up to date. Yeah, I'm going to give you up to date settings. Okay. The only supply and demand breakout algo that we know of. I don't know of any others. Trade before the herd, trade proven supply and demand strategies. Again, 75% win rates, 500 trades. This is less than 1-to-1, guys, on the 75% numbers. I would expect very realistically, though, that you can, and I know this from the back testing, you can absolutely achieve 75% if you get it, nailed down. Even at 1-to-1 potentially. Okay, so it is possible. Algo templates, we got you covered there. Auto adapting money management. Let's talk about that for a minute because this is a major point that we need to cover here. So what does that mean? Okay, so let's say trade number 1. This is trade number 1. Okay, drop base, entry, breakout, target, great trade. Okay, let's say from here to the entry as your stop. Trade 1 is 50 ticks. Pick your market, I don't care. It's 50 ticks. I'm just using round numbers here. So if you are trading NQ at 50 ticks, how much risk is that per contract? Now let's do MNQ. MNQ 50 ticks equals how much risk, guys? You should know this if you're futures traders. Who here trades at MNQ can tell us. I know the answer, but I'm just trying to make sure you guys are still staying with me. I got to keep you awake, right? 50 ticks. What's the risk per contract? I don't know. I have an algo. I have an algo that tells me that. So 100. Isn't it? It's 50 cents per tick, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what it is. 50 cents per tick. Is that right? Now you got me second guessing myself, see, because we get a couple answers. I don't know. All right, MNQ. Risk per tick. I'm just going to double, I don't assume to know everything. How much is 1 tick? Yeah, I know it's 25 points. Yeah, 50 cents per tick. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm just making sure. Sometimes I make mistakes too. All right, so 50 cents a tick, right? So how much is that going to cost us? Well, what's 50 times 0.5 is 25. Okay, so it's $25 per contract. Well, what if, yeah, NQ is $5 per tick. And then the MNQ is 50 cents. It's just divided by 10. Yeah, so 25 bucks per contract. So if you want to trade for 250, then you're going to put on 10 contracts. Okay, you see how much of a pain this is to do this math and figure all this stuff out? We don't want to have to figure it out. It's a pain. And then you go, well, I'm on MES. Well, what's that one? Okay, well, that's $1.25, and that's a totally different calculation. Okay, so let's make this easy on ourselves. What if this trade is not 50 ticks? Now it's 25 ticks. Well, you go, okay, well, it's half the size, so I'll just double my contracts, and now I'm to 20. Well, what happens if it's 35 ticks? Well, then how many contracts do you need? Okay, here's the beauty of all of this. You don't have to do this. The algo does it for you. What do you mean? Okay, so you tell the algo how much to trade in risk per trade. And whether you trade for 25 or 35 or 50 ticks, the algo is going to go, okay, 50 ticks, you need 10 contracts. 25 ticks, you need 20 contracts. 35, who cares? I don't know. The algo is going to automatically size your positions according to your risk on the fly, so you don't have to do it. Can I get a hallelujah? Amazing. Let's talk about prop trading. Most of our traders are trading prop. Most of our traders want to lock in a specific number. Maybe that's 250, maybe it's 200, maybe it's 150, maybe it's 125. I don't know what your number is per trade. Depends on how many trades you take, depends on the size of the account, how many accounts you're trading, on and on and on. There's a million different criteria. You just tell the algo trade, $100 per trade, the algo is going to size your position for you on every trade. Game changer. Amazing for prop trading because you have a little thing called max drawdown, right? Not just built for algo traders. You can use it semi-auto. Why not? If this is a strategy you want to trade, use it semi-auto. Where do you trade it? I'm going to give you a massive hint. Highs and lows. Why would you do that? Because you're trading with momentum of the market with nothing to stop your liquidity. You want to get into this trade after traders took profit, not before they take profit. Because what happens when they take profit? Market comes back in and out. That is your goal with this strategy. So turn it on at the highs, turn it on at the lows to go short. It's a breakout trade. Trade directional markets. All right, my work here is done. Let's go home. All right, so let's go into yeah, semi-auto. You can use it semi-auto. There's a button here actually that you can check. And this is super sophisticated, and you can tell it, okay, when you're done taking the trade, turn it off automatically so it doesn't enter another trade, and I'll turn it back on when I'm ready. Like there's just so many possibilities of what you can do with these things. They're great. You can use it with scalping. You can use it for directional trading that's not black boxed. You can modify the parameters according to how you see fit. So let's check out a demo. I'm going to share my screen here or share my sound. And yeah, let's go ahead and check out the demo and how it works. Hey traders, Jim Simmons here with Neuro Street Trading Academy, here to do a quick demonstration on the all-new Thrust Breakout Algo. Again, this is a supply and demand automated breakout trading algo. Really a great tool. We're going to dive right in here. Let's get started. So first off, what does it do? The first thing that it does is it identifies supply and demand zones. And here's a perfect example of a demand zone. This is a rally candle into a base candle into another rally candle. Now, the way that most traders are trading this zone is they're going to wait until the market comes back into this zone. If I grab a risk reward tool, we'll just kind of highlight that out. And that's typically how a supply and demand trader is going to trade that zone. The beauty of this tool is that it's actually going to enter you on the breakout itself. So if we look at the same trade, and let's say we give ourselves a couple ticks above that level, a couple ticks below, by time the supply and demand traders are trading that zone, you've already taken profit and you're on to the next trade, looking at a whole different market. So really a great algo. It's going to identify those patterns on the chart, and it's going to enter the breakout of that pattern as that becomes available. Another example would be right here on MNQ. If we just grab a rectangle and draw a zone around the rally base rally, there's the example again here of a great breakout opportunity going long right here with structure coming out of a low. We've got a breakout here. Most traders again are trading here, and there's nothing wrong with that except for the fact that we've already made money on the trade. We're already moving on. So that's what the algo does. Let's see it in action. I'm just going to go ahead and fire off some trades, let this run through, and take a look and see what it can do. So here we go. Let's dive in. Okay, so we can see we've entered our first trade right here going short. And let's look at the pattern. Let's identify what the algo is seeing here. We've got a drop into a base candle, into another drop candle. So what's a drop candle? It's an extended range candle. It's a big candle. That's the best way to put it. Simply, it's a big candle. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Then we have an inside bar, and it doesn't have to be an inside bar, but what we do need to see is that this candle's more wick than body. Okay, the body is less than half of the candle's range. That's a basing bar. As soon as we get the breakout, depending on how many ticks we're telling the system to, get on the other side of that as a breakout, obviously we may not want to trade, one tick below. You might want to give it some room to make sure they're not sweeping liquidity and that sort of thing. And it'll enter the trade automatically. You can see it's got our stops put in here for us, our targets put in, everything's good to go. And the beauty of it is you can set how far beyond this zone you want your stop to go. Now, I believe I've got it set to 25% beyond this range, and then we can do risk reward multiples on the target. And of course, we have auto sizing positions based on your risk preferences. So if you tell the system how much to trade as risk on each trade, it's going to set the number of contracts for you, which is really great. So let's go ahead and see how this trade plays out. Okay, so we hit profit on that first trade. Let's see if we can catch some more trades. So we just got another trade on MCL going short. If we look at the pattern here, there's our drop into our two base candles. You can have more than one. And then there's the breakout as it came through. Going to the downside. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, there's our next winning trade. And you can see how easy it is. Just let the algo do its thing. Let it enter the trades. We're trading it on a basket of different markets here, MES, MNQ, MCL, 3-minute charts. Let's see if we get some more trades. Okay, we're going short here on MES. We've got drop, base. Looks like another drop candle into a couple base candles. And you can tell, looking at these candles, it's hard to identify whether this is a drop candle or not. The system's programmed to identify exactly how big the candle needs to be. You can set preference based on how big you want the body of the candle to be versus how big you want the wicks to be versus how big you want the extended range candle to be based on ATR, which is, again, just brilliant. What they've been able to do with this algo here is great. So it looks like this is on its way. Let's see how it goes. Okay, 3 for 3 on the day. Let's see if we can catch any other trades. And you notice here too, all of these trades are right around $500. The algo is setting that that risk according to our preference, and I'm just using a 1-to-1 risk reward, which is why those are coming in right at about 500, which is perfect. Okay, now the algo has gotten long on MES. Now we can see momentum hasn't quite shifted yet, but we did get a break in structure based on these zigzags. And we also broke above this pivot here, and the algo has identified this as long conditions. It's automatically set our size on the number of contracts here and enter the position. Let's see how this one goes. Okay, now in normal trading, most traders at this point are probably going to move stop to break even because this has gotten pretty close to the target. If it's going to go, take the money. If it's not, just bail on the trade. So we can move these stops and targets in as we're trading as well. Okay, that one ended up working out, gave us target. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, we've gotten long here on NQ. There's our rally base. Let's see how this one works out. Now again, looking at this, you may, choose to move to break even on something like that. Got pretty close to the target, we can see there. Now in this case, rather than modify things on this order, I'm just going to let the algo do its thing. I'm just going to let it run. And win or lose, we'll accept it as it is. Okay, that one worked out fine. Let's see if we've got anything else. Okay, we got another long on MES. So we got pretty close to the stop. Never did quite make it to the stop. Let's see how it does from here. Okay, that one was a stop out. Take it as it is. Still got money on the table for each market here, so that is fine. Let's see if there's any other last minute trades that come through. Okay, so that is the end of the day. Let's see, how did we do? We'll take a look at the performance here. Okay, so here is our performance. Here's how we ended up. We ended up with about 2,000 net profit, risking about 500 per trade. Largest winning trade, apparently this had broken all of the contracts up separately, so these numbers got kind of a little bit jumbled. It's definitely not 97% profitable for the day, so I don't want to mislead you there. The most important thing that matters here is the profit factor, which is 5-point profit factor is great. Realistically looking at these, we had 2 net wins here, 1 net winner here, and 1 net winner here. So I think this one would have been, 2 out of 3. If I remember right, we had 1 win there, stop out there, another win there. So yeah, 2 out of 3. And then we had 2 wins and 1 win. So, when you combine it all together, and those of you know, I'm a fan of trading a basket of different markets. That way you don't have a one-trick pony. You can have it trade on multiple markets, and every day can be a good day. So, looking at it here, obviously not 73 trades, but good profit factor, good money on the table. So that is a quick overview of how the algo works. Again, finding the patterns for you and trading them. Rally, base, breakout. There's the trade. It really is that simple. So we'll see you in the AMA. We'll see you on the charts. Traders, have a fantastic day. Cheers. There you go. So much easier to do a video of those. I know that guy sounds pretty familiar. I feel like I've heard him somewhere before. Let's fix something on my end here real quick. So I've got some questions that came through while we were going through it. So let's answer some questions, and then we're going to go over some back testing and some examples of how to use it. Okay. Results over the last month. Yeah, I will absolutely show that. Yep, that's coming up. So we've got some questions in here. Does it work on any time frame? Yes. How does it work on any time frame? I don't know. You could try it on your preferred time frames. It does not work on every bar type though. Okay, you've got variable range bars, which is going to be tick bars, volume bars, minute bars. Just those 3. Okay, so use it on those. Depending on your market, your time preferences, you can use it on whatever you like. So yeah, so it's whatever you want to do. Best, I'm going to give you my opinion on it, most definitely. I have a couple settings for you that we're going to look at here in just a minute. Couple other questions. Main difference between algos, risk reward, number of trades per day. It's all over the map. So it really just comes down to this. This is an algo, but it's not a black box. What is a black box? So the black box is going to be something that you go, I have X amount of dollars going in. I don't know, whatever that account size might be, and go make me some money. And you literally do nothing, and you hope for the best. Does it work? Does it not work? That's what you got. With the algo, you've got, I mean, my gosh, when we go into the settings, you'll see how many different settings you can modify according to your preferences as a trader. So think of it this way. The algo is a strategy. It's a strategy. The algo is a strategy. The trader decides how much risk, when, to some degree where, but really it's more when to trade. And then the algo decides, from the parameters of when you're allowing it to trade. When the system is, set up and it's valid, it'll take the trade. So that's what the algo is going to do. So when it comes to number of trades, markets, and all that, it really depends on what you want to trade it on, because number of trades on a 5-minute versus a 100 volume is totally different. So yeah. And there was another great question. Can you use it with sound wave? Yes, sort of. So the trouble here is when this order is coming in, let's say, you're going to see orders stepping in on Soundwave. You're going to see it. You're going to see, most likely, you're going to see some buying aggression coming into the highs. And then you're going to see the market retreat a little bit. And then as it's breaking, you're going to see more buy aggression here. This is what the entire algo is based on. So if you want to confirm that with Soundwave, you can, but most likely you're going to miss it, because by time Soundwave is telling you what's happening real time, but the algo is also entering real time. So as those orders are coming in, the market's already moving. So can you do it together? Yes, but you might miss it. And this is called the Thrust Breakout algo. Can you use a trade copier, or do you have to move them quickly? No, you can use a trade copier. Absolutely. So what would happen here is you would take the trades with the algo on one account, and then you would just turn your trade copier on, and it'll copy the trade exactly across all your accounts. So that's fine. How many average trades per day on a 3-minute? Probably, depending on how many filters you have in the market, maybe 1 to 2, somewhere in there. So what do I like for the algo? That is the main question. For prop firm, which one is better? They're both great. I don't think one's better than the other for that purpose, because they both can do the fixed risk sizing and all of it. So yeah, either one's great. They're two different things. That's like, which is better, an apple or an orange? No, they're both great. Do you want apple juice? Do you want orange juice? Do you want to eat an apple? They're different, but they're both great. Okay, so different things. All right, so what do I like? When I came out with these templates for the demo, they were 3-minute charts. Because they're more active, I wanted to do the demo with a 3-minute chart. They're okay, they're fine, but personally, I trade this on a 5-minute chart, and I really do trade this setup on a 5-minute chart. I traded 2 of them today. So I like it on the 5-minute. I also, because I'm trading it manually, I do take these trades manually very, very similarly to what the algo is doing. It's not much different at all. The only difference is I'm the one calling the shots on where to trade it. When I trade it manually, I have noticed MNQ, MES are the best. And it's not that close. MCL, it's okay. Will it make you money? Probably. But you will have periods where you're going like this. So if you want to trade for the long game, great. If you're a little impatient as a trader and you recognize that, don't trade MCL. Trade MNQ, trade MES. And even if you're trading the others, trade MNQ, trade MES. CL, same as MCL. Yeah. And micro versus mini and on these doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not going to be different. M2K RTY, little bit better than MCL. Based on, the way that the markets move. Think about this for a second. Crude oil. Well, here, this is a breakout algo. What do you need to be an effective breakout trader? Who can tell me some of the things that you need? In order to be an effective breakout trader, what do you need on your side in terms of market conditions? If you want to trade, yeah, you need volatility for sure. What else? Need volatility. What else? Direction, 100%. I'll get to that one here in a minute. Direction, what else? It's these two together. Volatility plus direction equals what? Momentum. Yeah. So volatility plus direction equals momentum. So we need these things as a breakout trader. Yeah, 100%. So if we need these things as a breakout trader, think about it this way. Which markets tend to carry the most momentum? Aside from GC when it's lost its mind, aside from JPY when they're manipulating the market, aside from any Forex market when PPI or CPI come out. But aside from these, like what markets have momentum? Um, Crude oil is meant to do what? It's meant to oscillate. Because if crude only ever went up, it's about to get real expensive real quick on everything because crude delivers everything that you purchase for the most part. So we don't want crude to just go one direction. We want crude to go up and down. Well, isn't that hard to trade a breakout when the market's moving up and down? Unless you're trading a breakout at the lows, which this algo is really not designed to do. ES, on the other hand, and NQ are designed to go up and to the right. If that's the case, we don't want them going up and down. So when they're trading long, we should probably jump on board. Now, sure, we can take some shorts and get some good shorts too. But I want you to pay close attention to something here. If I can do nothing else but open your eyes a little bit. And drop the mic. What? Come on. NQ, 5-minute chart, January 8th, March 14th. Now, granted, you could take some great shorts today, I'm sure. But NQ is kind of designed to go like that. So if you're in a bull market, trade it long. What about MES? Let's go to MES. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Isn't that fascinating? So the back tests that I ran, which included both sides, are way better to the long side. Way better to the long side. So let's pull up a chart and let's look at it because now I'm really curious. Trending markets, trade the breakouts on trending markets. Bingo, make your money. All right, let's take a look. Let's go in here. Which way is S&P going this year? Which way do you think you should trade your algo on S&P? What about on the 4-hour? It's pretty convincing. So if you're in here, let's just go to kind of January 8th, which is when the test starts. Okay, so you've got buying opportunities. Let me grab my draw tool. You've got buying opportunities starting here, and then maybe you cease buying for a while the EMAs are crossing. Now, this is a 4-hour chart. Okay, maybe you stop here, but you're good here. Taking longs, taking longs. You pause, then you're taking longs. Or maybe you just flip direction based on what higher time frames are doing. I'm just saying you don't have to do that, but the results kind of speak for themselves. If the market is trending upward, take longs. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go look at the settings. So MNQ 5-minute. You're going to get more trades on MNQ than you will MES. This is from January 8th through March 14th. They're not heavily optimized. Why are they not heavily optimized? Because the system freaking works. I trade it this way. I know it works. So if I have a week where it doesn't make money, am I going to freak out and go back and completely re-optimize and make it look like Frankenstein? No. I'm going to look at it objectively, look at the trades and go, okay, there was a drawdown in here. What happened? We took 3 losing days. Oh my gosh, I didn't make any money that week. Obviously, it needs to be optimized. No, you just need to trade more than one instrument so you're not a one-trick pony. You want to trade multiple markets. If you're only trading one system, trade multiple markets. Okay, the last 3 trades we took didn't work. So, oh my gosh, we have not had a winning trade since March 6th. Holy smokes, what are we going to do? We're going to keep trading it because the system works. You don't have to go back and re-optimize everything. But this is 5 minutes. Now, this is a different game when you're talking about trading on a 1,000 volume on MNQ. Different story. More trades equals more optimizations. You're going to need to optimize it more because either that or you're going to have to look at big picture to determine which way you're trading it. But this is already set up. This is good to go. You don't have to do anything here. This is good. Now, if you get a couple weeks where it's like really not doing anything for you, what I would suggest is go into the system. Don't just start back testing and optimizing and changing everything because you're going to miss out. You're going to over curve fit it and you're going to go, then it's really going to be a disaster. So just look at the trades. What happened here? This was a stop out. What happened on the trade? Drop, base, 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 break. So it caught the break out of these 2 base candles, took a stop. Could we have put a stop way up here? Why? It doesn't make sense. Could we have put a tighter target? No. Could we have done anything differently? Structure's on our side. Momentum's on our side. BBs are down. The EMAs are down on the momentum. What else is there? It just didn't work. Sometimes the market is going to say, nope. Sometimes it does that. I hate to break it to you. Funny story. Funny story. Isn't that a drop base? Sort of. But the base was too big. So, and it retreated too far, so it didn't take that trade. Let's go look at MES for a second. Let's take a look at what this one's doing. Let's go trade by trade and cumulative. Okay, not a lot of trades. There was a loser today. Let's go look at it. Oh my gosh, there's a loser. I got to redo everything. Let's go into it. This is the one. Is this the one with the funny story? Hang on, I'm going to tell you the funny story in a second. Yeah, this is the one with the funny story. I took this trade in real life on a real account in live trading manually. The algo took the exact same trade. Guess what? We both lost. It happens. You can't win every trade. It didn't work out. I thought it was a great trade. Market had its own ideas. So the idea here is these settings are good. They're very, very good. You don't want to curve fit them too much to where they're too good, because then they're only good for the history, not for live trading. We want something that trades good forward. So these are 2 good settings you can run with. Here it is, rally base, and then there's the break. Could have had a little tighter target, would have gotten paid sooner. Would have been an advantage here. Let's go check out some others. Notice it's not taking trades every day, and it will not on a 5-minute. This one got the break of structure right here, took the trade here. We don't have momentum on our side yet, so this is coming out of a reversal. But based on the back test, these trades work. So yeah, so these are good to go. I will I'll paste these into Discord so that you guys can all grab these settings and use them if you like. I'm going to tell you, I think you're going to have the easiest time trading with MNQ and MES with this strategy. Whether you're on a volume bar, minute bar, these markets are they just work better with this, in my opinion. Could I be wrong? It's happened a couple times. Yeah, I could be wrong on that. that's just my preference on it. That's my opinion. Take it or leave it if you like it. That's what I mean. Reversions. Yep, exactly. Different tools for the job, right, Ro? Different tools for the job. Some are meant to do breakouts and directional trading. Some are not meant to do that. So then you use the different tool. So if your market's oscillating, you go, huh, if the market's oscillating, I'm probably not expecting a breakout today. I probably shouldn't trade this trade today. I should probably trade something else from the system. Maybe the CWAP algo. Maybe you want to trade Springboard. How many of you, I noticed there's some traders in here who are in the GAP program, right? Springboard, CWAP, Thrust. Okay. Yeah, so we've got some traders that are in GAP in this session. Okay. I'm going to blow your mind a little bit here. What do we trade? We trade the CWAP trade, we trade the VWAP trade, and we trade rally base, drop base. And we also trade order blocks, but that's a different story. It's multi-time frames. It's a little more complicated. CWAP, VWAP, thrust breakout, rally base. Rally base is the thrust breakout. The VWAP trade is a springboard trade coming out of VWAP. And the CWAP, well, we trade it differently. I'll give you that. But we do trade CWAP. These are all the things that we're trading, and they're all algos. So good stuff. So if you're a gap trader, could you use, as you see the market coming into the VWAP, could you just turn on your springboard and say, okay, springboard, get long if I get a signal, and it's going to do all the hard work for you. Risk management, entry, position sizing, stops, targets, all of it. It's going to do all of it. Same thing with this thrust breakout. We've got a location we want to trade, and you see the rally candle, and you're going, okay, I see you there. And you go, I'm going to engage longs on the thrust breakout algo. Let the algo do the work. So if you're trading with us in the trade room, you can do that. Just turn on your thrust breakout algo. Let it do all the work. It's going to do you can set it to do it exactly the way that we do it. Really, it's cool. So that's a thought for those of you that want to, just, do it that way. If you're not trading in the trade room with us, what are you waiting for? Get in there. Neon, how's the trade room going? I'm not going to tell you how it's going. I want to hear it from Neon. Neon's in the room with us. Who else is here? Gene. Who else? Some of the members here. John. William. We've got a bunch. Neon says, fantastic. So come into the trade room and trade with us. All you have to do is just go, okay, this is a VWAP trade. Turn on springboard. Okay, this is a thrust breakout because it's a rally base. So we got a good question. Can you run springboard and CWAP auto trader on the same market? Yes, you can. However, you can look at doing. That's awesome. 80% win rate. I like that. If you're running CWAP and springboard or any of these other ones, if you're running two algos on the same market, what you need to do is either one, use different accounts. So you'd have this on account one, this would be on account two. That's one option. The other is you can go on MNQ, it's trending. So I'm going to trade the CWAP. I'll engage that one. And then for crude, I'm going to engage springboard. So you could do it that way. But if you do trade them at the same time, what you don't want to have happen is you've got springboard trying to get long and CWAP's trying to get short at the same time on the same account. It's not going to work. Or you could set one on the micro, one on the mini. You can do it that way as well. So different options. Yeah. What about crude? I was tinkering and I came up with this. This is on a 100 volume on MCL here. Let's go to the performance here on the chart. This, I don't I like it, but I don't have huge expectations for these settings. They might need to be optimized again, but I found it interesting that they performed really well. Now, this is only on a 2-week back test because there's more trades and it's a much smaller chart, but it looked pretty good. So I'll throw these in the Discord as well and, see what you can make of it. I don't like using too big of a chart on MCL or CL though. Like a 5 minutes, maybe too big for this system. I would stick with 3 minute or smaller. And if you get below 3 minute, just go to a volume chart. So anyway, so that's the scoop. Yeah, so let's see. So Neon is saying 43.62 in profit before commissions today. Neon is trading in the room with us. Now he also trades his own strategies as well, but takes our trades. And for the record, that's not $43.62. That's $4,362.50, which sounds an awful lot like what you made yesterday. I'm just saying. Yeah, pretty close. So yeah, so traders are making money. We want to help you all of us need to be there. Now, different levels. We don't need to all make the same amount. That's crazy talk. But we all should be making money as traders. That's what we're after, right? Sound good? What do you guys think about the Thrust Breakout? Do you feel like this is something that could give you an advantage in the markets? Do you feel like this is something you could use? We've got a couple things for you. I'm going to run a poll. I like it for indices too. Yeah, absolutely. We just always are curious, how many people we're going to need to help out with installs and support and questions and things like that. So just let us know where you're at if you're interested in buying it. I'm going to give you the link as well. Now that I think about it, I didn't double check pricing. I hope it's the same. If not, we're going to have to change it. Let's see. All right, let's go. Arc, Thrust, Breakout. Not that one. Thrust, Breakout. Cool. Oh, see, I stand corrected. I'm going to go correct it right now. I'm going to do this together with you. I didn't know they were going to do this to me. So it's your day today. It's a good day. Woohoo. 875. I thought it was going to be 995. So a little extra incentive for you, even better. Now who wants it? All right, so here's the link. Go ahead and grab it if you like it. If you have questions or need anything, let me know. What about forward test results? Backtests are not very accurate on Ninja. That's a great point. That's a great point, Chris, is saying that the forward tests are typically different than the back tests. So in our algos, we have an awesome dev team. What they've done is they've completely rebuilt the way that these algos backtest in Ninja. To the point where it's like it's a completely different engine on how they backtest. I could tell you that the backtest results compared to, like, if you were to, let's say you ran it today on the market and then you went back later today and back tested for that day, they're going to be the same. Yeah, I mean, very, very seldom do you have little subtle differences if you're using like order flow or something like that, but you're not going to see different results with these. These guys have done a great job to get it, yeah, to get it really done well. So, yeah. Well, it works. I'm telling you, it works. Haven't used it. Yeah, Ro, send me a message to my email. It's really hard to track me down by phone. I'm just being honest. I'm usually in meetings or appointments or running rooms or, yeah, doing these events, the whole thing. So there's my email. Send me an email. I got you covered. We'll figure it out. Okay. Yeah, got you covered. So if you're concerned about using an algo for that reason, don't be concerned. What I do want to let you know is proper expectations, right? Proper expectations on this is you should expect to have to optimize at some point. Okay. Nothing good lasts forever. You're going to have to optimize it at some point. Now, we have thousands of traders that are using our algos, literally thousands. So odds are some of them are putting their templates in Discord and sharing them with everybody. So grab those if that helps. Yeah, and then we also have the AMA. Okay, the AMA is recorded. This will show you how to optimize the system. So, so what do you get? You get 2 licenses. You get the algo. That alone is worth money, right? But then you get access to the discords, detailed user documentation. And when I say detailed, I mean detailed. It's very, very well done. White glove install, if you want it, will help you install private or pre-built optimized templates. And then the deep dive algo course is actually in when you buy an algo, it's in the back end. You can watch the algo course as well. So good stuff. Can you use it on VPS? Yeah, as long as you have NinjaTrader. Yeah. PK sounds good. Let me know. We got you. Yeah. So Neon's saying 4362 today, 4687 was Tuesday, 5400 yesterday. Now he's trading all day, it sounds like full days of trading. But yeah, there are traders making money, people. Absolutely. It's not easy, but we're going to make it as easy as possible for you. What it's all about. So if you need a guest pass to the trade room as well, send a message to support and we got you covered. We'll get you a guest pass so you can come check out the trade room. Okay. And so what you could be doing, which a lot of our traders do, a lot of them do. Okay. You can trade in the trade room on one account. And then you can trade another algo on another account. And then you could trade a different algo on another account. Absolutely. But trade the trade room trades on a different account. I'm going to tell you because we've seen too much where it's like, all right, we made some money, and then they go give it all back trying to trade something else. So take the money if you can get it. Oh, sounds good, John. Yeah. We got you covered. No, anytime you need anything, just reach out. For NQ, S&P, which is better for CWAP or Thrust? It's a loaded question because CWAP is admittedly, it's like my baby. I've been trading, me and CWAP, we've been together a long time. We go a ways back, me and CWAP. I've been trading that strategy for years. And so I'm really particular to it. On a 3-minute, CWAP. I would go CWAP actually for the 3-minute on those markets. I like NQ and S&P on 5 minutes with this algo. You could probably trade it great with a 3-minute. You just have to go through and like maybe look at some of the settings. You might need to add some filters or change the structure requirements, that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, sounds good, Neon. Enjoy it. You got some warm weather out there, do you? I know we just had 70 degrees yesterday. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, get out there, enjoy the sun. It's good stuff. Good deal. Yeah, indeed. It's raining here today, though. I'm sure we're sending it your way, so get ready for tomorrow. Cool. I think that's all I've got. Thanks everybody for tuning in, being part of this. We always appreciate having you guys here. A lot better than me talking to a TV or to a computer screen by myself. It sure beats that. So no, thanks for coming out, guys. I really appreciate the time. I know time is hard to come by. We really appreciate you spending it with us. So thanks so much. Yes, Eduardo, 100% reach out to support and they'll schedule you in. Yeah, you got it. So good stuff. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap up here. No trade room tomorrow. We'll be back in on Monday. So if you guys want to come in and check it out, and then Yeah, we'll see you in there and enjoy the algo. Those of you that are getting it, if you have questions, Discord support are going to be your best bets on that. We've got some traders that are doing some good things with this. So, one thing I do need to mention, I'm sorry, before we go. I'm so terribly sorry I forgot this. Love it or swap it. If you trade on the algo for 2-3 weeks and you're like, I just don't like it, we'll switch into something else. If it's not for you for whatever reason, no worries. No questions asked, not a problem. We'll switch you into something else. You can swap each item once. So, if you're going to swap it, get something you like, hopefully. But yeah, and then we have the AMA is recorded. So when you buy the AMA, you'll get access to, or you buy the algo, you'll get access to the AMA. And we go through how to optimize, how to use it, what the settings do, all of it. It's a full deep dive training on the algo as well. So you'll get access to all that as well. And the software install pack, yes. Yes, yeah, it would be in that one for sure. Yep, so it'd be the latest install. It'll be in there for sure. Cool deal. Okay, now I think I'm done. Finally, I think so. Anybody have any last minute questions? Good to go? Sweet. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of the day and have a great weekend. We'll catch you next time. Cheers, everybody.